What up, folks? Alright, we're back at it again this time. Oh, I peeked that motherfucker hard, didn't I? We're in the car again. We're not on the way to the res today. We just dropped the family off. Alright, we're starting in the car, so I make sure and give you a good episode. Well, good is relative. Relative? I don't know. Let's not try to be fancy or fun or smart today, because I'm not. Let's get that very clear. I feel like it comes across occasionally because the way I say dumb shit. And sometimes I feel myself starting to say something like I'm trying to be, and as soon as I try, and it's not just what comes out of my mouth, like organically, is when I start to sound as dumb as humanly possible. Because I'm trying, I'm not. I'm a fucking moron. So we're gonna try and give you a good length of an episode because I've been gone for 3 fucking weeks, way too goddamn long. 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's been too long. I apologize for that. I genuinely. We're going to work on it. We're going to get through it. We're going to get past it. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Ja feel? Audio player is not connected. Well, good fucking for you. Anyway, so was the last podcast the one in the car? I think it was. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? Doesn't matter. We got some things to talk about today, perhaps. We're going to start right off from the top, just from the jump. Some people aren't going to dig this, but I don't care. I got stuff to talk about. I am a huge fan of staring at asses. All right, does it make me a bad guy? Maybe. I'm not gonna do nothing. I just like looking. I like looking a lot, to the point at which I get upset if I miss it. Like if I see the potential for just an amazing ass, like you just see. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a hairstyle thing. There's just like a presence that a chick will have that screams. There's a chance. It's not always the case, but there's a chance that this person's ass will be fucking spectacular. Just a chance. A shy chance. I don't know if this is the fastest way to get to my house. It might be, based off of where I'm at. I don't know. Anyway, we're driving home from dropping the kids off at a little play date thing with his little girlfriend or whatever. So I'm driving home, so we can hopefully get some time in here. I might take a little pause break, give me something to eat, because I haven't eaten since this time yesterday, probably. I mean, don't get me wrong, I had some fat cakes, I had a little Pop-Tart action. But back to asses, I am a huge fan. There's a few different ways that I like to see them. I get hurt when I miss it, and I'm fucking pissed when someone doesn't have a nice one. Like, if I was a chick, if you don't think for a second, I would have the craziest fucking dumper on the planet. It would be insane. It's all I would work on. I'd be in the gym doing those pussy thrust exercises where you got the fucking big bar across your waist. The big bar. The barbell. Jeez. You got the big bar. He's got the big bar across his waist there. Yeah. Fucking idiot. Sometimes my level of ignorance is through the roof. Anyway. I would have just the most amazing, like, luscious, curvaceous ass on the planet. Because I'd want to look at it a lot. Like, I'd just be in the mirror just smacking my own ass. Looking. I don't know how girls do that now. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Like, how do you not find yourself attractive? Like, I'd fuck me now. Well, I don't know if you're I'd have a pretty penis, but I don't know if I would fuck me. Like, I'm out of shape right now. I know I'm good at it, but, like, if looking at me what I want to, and I don't know that... I don't think I'm my type. You know what I mean? If I was a chick. Yeah, I think I'm out of my fucking mind. The way I'm trying to go is slow as dick. I don't know though. I don't know. Let me check the directions home. Hey Google. It ain't listening to me. I got the fucking recording thing on. You know how stupid that was? There you go, folks. Just we'll just keep adding on to things that you can look back on and remind yourself that Michael's a fucking moron. We're trying to go home, baby. Which is the fastest way home. Hello, America? This motherfucker, I don't have to do any of that. Get the fuck... What is... Hello? Hello? McFly? Do you people understand what's happening right now? Do you ever just have technology fuck you and you just get unbelievably pissed about it? Yeah, see, I thought so. This isn't the fastest way at all. 10 minutes. I'm waiting. Oh, no. No. 12 minutes. We gotta turn this bitch around. God damn it. This thing never knows where the fuck I am. Where am I at? The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers is where I'm at right now. Temporary relocation. We've temporarily relocated our offices to another location. Who the fuck do you think I am? You think I'm on... Is this Water Street? Okay. We're on Water Street, folks. Folks! Is that a Wise? Is that like still? It can't be operational. They would have fixed their sign up. Wise chips suck though. Like back when I ate that style of chip. I know I'm all over the place. It's fine. Just bear with me here. I'm out of practice. I'm out of sorts. I'm slightly tired. I'm not getting a lot of sleep. I've been kind of stressed out, but that's beside the point. The other point is, when I was eating that style of chip, I don't eat a lot. Well, chips, I guess, because because they have to be fried in order to be chips. It's the whole thing with. Lay's not Lay's. Lay's, I believe, sued Pringles over their usage. They used to call Pringles. They used to call them chips, and they can't. They're potato crisps. If you ever look at this thing, it's because they're fried or they're baked, not fried. And chips have to be fried. Is apparently that's what the whole case was about. So I guess that's the thing. What the fuck was that? Oh, I was talking about ass cheeks, booty. I love booty shorts. And there's like, you can take, you know what blows my mind is looking at bathing suits back in the day and how it ruined just the look of a woman's ass. Like it goes with, oh, they got long legs. What the fuck am I going to do with long legs? Like, am I trying to fuck an ostrich here? Like, what good? I get it. But like sure, I understand the allure, but when you're sacrificing, and I say that sacrificing that booty, that badonkadonk, for legs? For what are we talking about? Why? What? So you got some fucking long ass legs that go up to a flat ass. I'm speaking as a person who has a long legs and a flat ass. You might also be asking yourself, well, Mike, if you were a chick, why wouldn't you be? Because it's embarrassing to do ass workouts in a gym. It's embarrassing enough to be in a gym in the first place. It's just so many dudes are all fucking jacked. Oh, somebody to start somewhere. Yeah, it's cool. It doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that I'm now in that starting position. It sucks balls. Okay, don't like it. Not a fan. Don't appreciate. But I had an ass back in the day. I think I figured out why and how I had an ass. It was the way I used to sit in the bus. I know it sounds stupid. Is I used to hover over top of another man's dick. No. But what I really used to do, I think, was I used to sit like back and put my knees up on the front seat. You know how like there's a seat in front of you, right? Because you're in the fucking stupid like pleather seat, and you like put your knees up. I used to put my knees up and then basically like push myself up. So I think I was like basically just doing like, especially like the length. Because if you talk like the negatives or like where you get all your growth, apparently. Is this making any fucking sense? I don't know. But yeah, so I think it was like elongated, and I had just this glorious gluteus maximus decimus meridius. Could you imagine if in that movie Maximus's face was just a big ass, like it is like those ass face people on Family Guy? I don't reference that show very much because I think it sucks. But like that character, like imagine if that's what it was. Instead, it wasn't Desmond or Max. You know, do you know what I'm saying? Fuck, this is bad. This is terrible. I'm sorry that you have to start off this way. We'll get through it though. I think by the time I get to the house, I've had some food. We've fueled up a little bit. You know, because I'm running on empty right now. I'm running very low. Very low. What I described to you was one of maybe, but it's real fucking lame, dumb shit. It's all my own fault. I have horrible impulse control issues, unbelievable impulse control issues that occasionally lead to saying funny shit, doing funny things, but yeah, they usually don't pay off very well. I usually end up paying for them in excess later on, in a book later on. Sage Francis. Ooh! We gotta do... We'll go back to asses. I'm not feeling it right now. I was feeling it a little while ago because I got upset because I couldn't see this chick's ass. I was just like, all right, so listen, if you're a hot chick at Burger King, I'm not going to flirt with you. I don't flirt with bitches anymore. But Like, I want to see, because I'll tell you right now, the uniform, they got to tuck their shirt in, and they wear these fucking black pants. And of course, they don't just wear, like, slacks. This is another thing. And this is a rule I follow, if you wear clothes that don't accentuate and, like, make you look, like, shockingly hot, if you're not, like, wearing a belly shirt or wicked tight pants, or if you're dressed, like, casually, you know, if you're just a regular pair of jeans and a t-shirt, and, like, if you're beautiful, I'm going to look like half stunned. But, like, I'm not going to oogle you. Oogling and ogling. I mean, I do that. Of course I do. Are you kidding me? Every guy who says they don't is either fucking whipped beyond belief. I would say homosexual, but those motherfuckers are looking too. Or a liar. A fucking liar. Alright? It's like, I don't say anything to anybody. I mean, I might make a crude joke depending. It's just my initial animal reaction. And guess what? I get to be. If chicks get to be crazy fucking psychos in their period, which is fine, their hormones are out of whack, then I get to have a hormonal reaction to an unbelievably tight pair of pants. If I can see your panty line through your fucking jeans, I am allowed to look at your ass for at least 30 seconds. I don't have the right to, like, make you feel uncomfortable, but I'm a professional. You're not usually, unless it's unbelievable and you're catching me really slipping. You're not going to know I'm checking out your ass. Other people around will, because you won't be able to see me.
Nobody has to.
I do gentlemanly glances now because I'm getting older. Yeah, gentlemanly glances, because there's three. I'll give it 3 tiers. I'm sure there's shit in between here, but there's 3 tiers to what we're talking about here in terms of, like, clothing. There's normal, pretty. Like, if you're dressed, like, to look good. Like, a lot of people try to dress to, like, look good. Because you want to look good. It makes you feel good about yourself. So when you're doing that, I give a gentlemanly glance. Like, unless you're really killing it, like those girls who you can see how fat their ass is in a sundress. Bruh. Huh? What? Then, I mean, my jaw drops and I'm drooling like an animal. Like, I can't, I feel bad. I'm sorry. I apologize to anyone I'm with. But what are we talking about? We're like, they're walking and their ass is just snatched a hold of that sundress and it's just holding it hostage in the back. Like, basically, it's got that, her ass has a gun to that sundress's head and it's like walking backwards. Like, don't get close or I'll end it right here. That's what I imagine when I see that. But if you're just dressed, like, pretty, that's middle of the road, like, pretty, you get a gentlemanly glance. I'm not trying to be inappropriate. A gentlemanly glance. If you're dressed, like, down, like, you're clear, you are not trying. You are like, I don't feel good. I don't want to. Please Christ. Most part, I try very hard to, like, if you have, like super mom jeans on, like, especially those girls, because there's girls that like that super mom jeans, fucking really baggy, like, hoodie. I feel as though you like that because it's comfortable, and 2, you're trying not to get, like, noticed and looked at. So I try to almost like it's like an unspoken, you're making an attempt to be like, hey, please don't fucking stare at me. Like, I really don't like that and I don't want that. So yes. Unless they're, again, very beautiful, like, beautiful women. I mean, you all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Or maybe it's different to me. Because there's a very specific hair type I'm talking about. It's like that, like, really, like, kind of curly, but not, like, wavy, curly, goes down, like, real far. Like, definitely past, like, shoulder length, and then their eyes are just bright, like high beams on a fucking, tractor trailer. I know that's not a very, you know what I mean. Point. So I think we're gonna swing over. I don't have any, like, oh shit, there's just sounds. I don't have any, like, food in the house to cook. I don't have a lot of time, so of course, I mean, that's all just basically an excuse, I guess. Just swing over and get some food. I will be back to this. Hopefully, I come back to talking about this. But let me, because I have to set up the meal anyway. Yeah, no, I don't have to. I'm not doing the drive-thru. It's fine. So what we're doing? So the third one that you just get oogled, and I don't care, is if you dress not like a slut, like and this is the thing. No one's asking for it. Like, that's not a real thing. Like, I don't care how slutty you dress. That's not like an invitation to touch someone. It is an invitation for me to fucking stare at you. If you are wearing a fucking crop top and half of your body is exposed, and I can see your thong, I'm staring at you the whole fucking time you're in a place. Because that's what you were doing. What are you talking about? That'd be like if I walked into a restaurant and started pissing on the floor and got annoyed that they kicked me out. What the fuck? Obviously. Fucking obvious. Look what you're doing. Hello? Like, it gives no... And that doesn't give me the permission to say anything inappropriate to you. It doesn't even give me the permission to look at you too hard either. But I'm gonna look. You catch me looking, like, no shit. That's my response is gonna be, what do you want from me? Literally, what do you want from me? What are you doing? Walking around just like a stripper in the middle of the day. Like, we're in a Walmart right now. There's kids around. I can see the crevice of your pussy. What? Like, I'm not supposed to look? Get the fuck out of here. I don't know what kind of, like, weird fucking psychosexual fantasy you got going on where, like, I'm gonna dress like a porn star and walk through the mall and no one's allowed to look at me. Fuck off, you fucking freak. You're not even allowed to look at me. Don't look. Don't you dare. It's like, bitch, I'm gonna look and I'm gonna jerk off. Maybe. Well, I don't ever jerk off to that kind of thing anymore. That's not really a thing. Usually that's a starter. That's what is it? An aperitif? Is that what it's called? An aperitif. Or that's an appetizer. That's that kind of thing. Because then listen, jerking off for me, right? That shit's, I want to say a 3-course meal. If I'm trying to not be embarrassed, it's a 3-course meal, but it's probably like 5. There's so many steps. There's so much buildup. Like, it's never just, it is sometimes just I go handle business, but I hate that. Like, that's not fun. What fun is that? Who the fuck wants it? If you're just going and handling business, what are you doing? That's the same, that's the same thing as getting a cheap prostitute, if that's how you're treating yourself. You're treating yourself like a cheap whore. And that might be why you don't feel good about jerking off. Maybe that's why you're embarrassed about it. You feel shamed about it. Of course you'd feel shamed about it. How would a girl feel if she just gives random hand jobs at the drop of a hat with there's no romance. There's no romance whatsoever. And you're just out here. Why? What? I mean, are you really going to do that to yourself? Think about it. Are you going to do that to yourself? You're just going to treat yourself like a cheap whore. Like, hey, you don't even ask. There isn't even a conversation. You know what I mean? You don't even rev their engine. You don't get them turned on at all. You just go in there and fucking... And then you're out. Like, what? That's why it doesn't feel good. You feel like, I feel sick after. No shit, you feel sick to your stomach. I feel sick to my stomach, but I did this to myself too. Jesus Christ. When I have to, in those rare occasions where, like, I'm super horny. And then I imagine that's what chicks feel like when the guy's, like, really crazy horny. You're like, oh, fine. All right. And then you do it, and it's like, I don't really feel great about that, but, it had to be done. That's how I feel after, like, if I catch a beat somewhere I shouldn't be catching a beat because, like, I just can't take it anymore. Or it's been too many days, or I made a mistake and I didn't do it when I should have done it. There's a lot of things that'll happen, right? Don't judge me. Don't judge me, goddammit. What are we going to do? What are we going to do for food? Can I order, like, this? Yeah. There we go. Let's go. Polio. Anyway. So here's the skinny. I don't need 2. I don't need 3. We get 2. We get 2, and then we'll get some shit for tacos later. Make some tacos for dinner. Anyway, again, fuck, I'm saying it again. I'm doing it again, people. Did you catch me? How many fucking times did I say the goddamn word? How many times? I'm gonna have to ban the fucking word from use. So. Anything that acknowledges that I'm going to start talking about the thing I was talking about before again, you're not stupid. You have brains, you're listening, you're paying attention, you're the ones who are paying attention, I'm the one who's not. But it's like a 5-course meal for me when I'm doing it. I mean, there's some stuff I'll think to myself, maybe I'll watch a show. I like to build up. I like to watch, like, something kind of racy. And it's hard to find stuff that's in between. It's like nip tuck, but then a lot of things that are in between, there's too much drama to go along with it, so you can't, there's no, stop saying too. It's a whole bunch of things I'm catching about myself, and I fucking hate it. There's no shows that are very sexual that don't also have a lot of drama with it as well. Because I guess you can't. Because then you're just watching, softcore porn. I did it again. You're just watching softcore porn. Which I'm also a huge fan. God, I think we talked about that before. Cinemax days? Dude, Cinemax. God, I love porn. Softcore porn rules. There was this chick called Siren, which is one name, Siren, and a bunch of stuff. She's used to scream all the time. I think India Summer might be in a couple. There's a few that I remember because a lot of them did like the same ones. They keep doing they would do the bikini ones like we've talked about before. There's a lot of bikini ones. Some of them are very good for softcore. And then I find out that some of the softcore porn has a hardcore version, which is insane. Imagine doing that. Imagine recording a softcore and a hardcore version of a porno. It blows my mind. And that the X's mean things. The double X and triple X. Like triple X porn means that there's anal. Which is crazy. It's like, oh, it's triple X. It's got anal. I remember watching porn as that progressed from being a thing that was all like would happen in almost every scene. Every scene starts off with usually the well, it goes back and forth whether it's the guy going down to the girl going down to the guy. Usually bounces between the two. It starts off them going down on each other, and then it moves into doggy style a lot of the times. It'll move, and then it ends up going, and then it goes like to anal. I remember when anal just started being a thing, pop up in the porn. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I don't know if I'm into that. And then you just get desensitized to it, and then like you kind of get into it. I mean, a little bit, depends. Still not into like those 5-man gangbang things. There's too many dudes hanging around beating their dicks in the background. And I know, what am I doing looking in the background? I don't know. I'm observing the performance here, and I'm telling you, for me, for my tastes, I don't watch them. It's just too much. There's way too many dicks. Way too many dicks in that soup. It's not my bag, baby. Yeah, we use that. So yeah, it's not my bag. It's too many dicks. Too many dicks. It's a lot like too many chefs in the kitchen. 2 is pretty much maximum at any given time. There's also too many chicks too. 3 is the top for chicks being in a scene, only because it's novel to the point where it's enjoyable to watch. But at the same time, you don't have much to do. Like, you gotta get a hand or well, I do like that though, because like the 3rd chick will watch, which is kind of hot. Definitely into that. That's pretty dope. We were talking about fat asses, and yeah, I get upset when chicks don't have nice ones. And yeah, you see how, and then I'll try to like watch something. Like I'll look at like GIFs and pics and scroll on Reddit or something like as a starter, like get some stuff to get me my engine revved up. It's like a diesel. You can't just hop in there. It's bad news, bad business plan. So we don't do that. No, we don't. And y'all should too. I'm serious. If you don't do this, you should take the time and really, learn to love yourself. It goes for the chicks that listen to this. When I find out that there's women that don't masturbate, what? Fix that. Fix that. You need to be interested in sex. You better fucking figure that shit out real quick. What? What do you mean? Isn't that how it goes? Given the most beautiful sexual instrument in the face of the earth. What the fuck? Is that a... Huh? Oh. I don't know what the fuck that was. It was like a fucking tumbleweed. Anyway. I did it again, son of a bitch! Anyway. Fuck! Jesus, do you ever hate yourself with a passion? I do, daily. But yeah, finding out girls you have the most wonderful sexual instrument at your fingertips at all times, and you never play it. Imagine that. That's like those dickheads that have a fucking piano in their house and don't play it. Bitch, you should be slapped. Get in there and fucking go to town on that thing. It bothers me so. Like, if you're not going to play with it, can I? Can you loan it to me for a little while? I know it's bad, but Jesus. It's just sitting there? There's like those people that leave their toys in the box. Like, oh, I bought this action figure. Cool, bust it out. Let's put that... Oh, you got that G.I. Joe with the parachute? Yo, let's go. No, you can't take it out of the box. What? Why? Why do you have a box? Like, let me give you a picture of a toy then, motherfucker. What? I don't get it. I don't get it. It should be illegal. This should be a pussy, a pussy banging. I don't know what I was going to try and say. There should be a fucking a clit flicking requirement. At least once a day, because it's so easy and there's no fucking cleanup. Unbelievable. No cleanup, no refractory period. You just have this little magic button you can touch over and over and over again and just like keep going. Bye 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 bye. Bullshit. It's so. You know how jealous I am having sex with a woman, and she has like 9 orgasms. I'm kidding. Anyway, I'm kidding. That doesn't happen. But yeah, you see it. Watch a lot of porn. So you see chicks in porn have tons of. It pisses me off. And they're faking it. Some of them are faking it. If you suck and you hate your job and you're fucking a loser, you fake it. And then when you can't tell the difference between when they're faking it and when they're not, that is also a problem for you. And it also speaks to the fact that I bet you a lot of the chicks who do, there's a combination. It's guys who say that they're all faking it because they don't know what it looks like, and there's chicks who say they fake it because they don't know because they've never had it.
Mike?
Yeah. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
You need any extra sauce?
No, I'm good.
Alright, have a nice day.
You too. That was the nicest McDonald's. Well, yeah, nicest McDonald's person I've dealt with. I deal with one lady who's very nice, but she's not like overly so. That guy was super nice. It's like doing all the like thank you sir, all that stuff like that. People don't do it anymore. If you go through the drive-thru, they don't even fucking talk to you. That pisses me off. You can't say hello, motherfucker. You want me to pay you? Like, say something. Oh no, I'm gonna record in this house and my kid's not here, and these little bastards from this fucking complex are gonna be knocking on my door every 15 fuck. I should have a sign outside like Jack's not home. So I should print up a sign, Jack's not home. Tape that bitch on the door. I have to have him knocking every fucking 5 seconds. For Christ. Took a day off this week. I really want like my family around me to Jesus. Drove through a fucking giant pothole. Let's fuck up the car and not be able to afford that. That'd be fun. Anyway, fuck! Sorry for all the spikes, folks. It's gonna be probably a few of those. I just keep screwing it. We're gonna make it through. You know? It can't rain all the time. Alright. I'm gonna go in and eat. When I come back, we're gonna leave the dick beating and the clit flicking. We're gonna leave that behind us. We're going to move on to the manhwa of the fucking week, folks. And here's the deal. I know you sons of bitches haven't been reading any of the manhwas because there's no comments. There's no comments about any of the manhwa I've read. Nope, because you're not doing it. And you should be. You fucking should be. But y'all won't listen to you. And we're going to start recommending TV shows and movies, a whole bunch of things. And then you're going to watch them. And if you don't, I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be upset. You're going to break my heart. You're going to break my fucking heart. You don't want to see me? I'll key your car. No, I won't. I wouldn't do that. This is not a country song, and I'm not blonde or female. Keying a car. Think about like just like bitch. Let me see you on Judge Judy key my fucking car. You out of your goddamn mind. All right, I'm gonna eat. I'll be back. What's up, motherfuckers? We're back. That last half was in the car. Now we're back at the fucking station. Let's go. I got the headset on. I got the fucking. I mean, I want to say fancy mic, but it's not really fancy. I have a fancier one that I'm not using because I picked this one because I don't know. I liked it and I wanted it, and I probably wasted money on it. But that's not important. That's neither here nor there. What is important is we're gonna get back to talking about. No, that's right. So I was gonna leave jerking off and fat succulent asses behind, and we're gonna move on from my masturbatory habits into the manhwa of the week. Is that the new jingle? Sure. It needs a jingle. I'd love it. Oh my god, I would love a jingle. I wish I could insert into this sound from. Oh my god, I've told you guys before about the yeah, this is how you do it. That fucking sound. Well, I got this. I have this wonderful app I use to put the podcast together. So I was like, oh, I can just rip shit off of that. So I just took it out and I have it as an audio drop now, which once things get upgraded here and I get my soundboard options and I can have drops like I want, it's gonna be fucking fantastic. Now, before we get into the mono of the week, I need you to know that I am fucking pissed because my favorite ones will not update, and it fucking drives me absolutely insane. We have a little bit of a darker one. Well, not darker. It's just a little bit more depressing. But it's good, and of course we're also waiting for season 3. But there's 133 chapters, and you fuckers haven't read the other ones yet, so it's fine. This one is Legend of Ashura, the Venom Dragon. I'll give you the old synopsis. The long history of the medical sect is followed by complete and utter annihilation in a hellhole of despair. Oh, I'm sorry. In a hellhole of despair, where corpses pile up like mountains and blood flows like the sea, Ashura finally awakens. I'll kill every single one of them. It won't be over until I've killed them all. The sole survivor of the medical sect's Jin-Ja gang. Follow his lonesome path to vengeance. That's a terrible... Again, these synopses are fucking trash. I think they write them as like the very first thing comes out, and then that's what they do. So, in this particular manhwa, like it was saying, there's like a medical sect, and something's going on where they're... I can't... It's been a while since I read it because it's finished its second season. I think I read it a few months ago. It is one of the ones I am most anxious to start up again because it's great. If it does, I guess. The Jin-Ja gang, or Jin-Ja, he's just a kid in the beginning of this. I think he's like 8 or 9 years old. And there's this bug that came... They tried to use this bug to kill somebody, and he eats it. Which is something I don't think anyone's ever really done, and he manages to survive eating this bug. So it gives him an unbelievable poison resistance. And this dude, I don't know if he notices it. Like, I think he poisons a bunch of people, and he didn't react as much to the sedative or the poison spray that they used, and he found it interesting. So he takes the next few years just doing tests on this kid. Or wait. Yes, because then later on he's somewhere. Yeah. So he's doing tests on him because he has a poison immunity. And then something happens where he tries to get away. He gets away and then goes to another place, and he's trying to like set up his vengeance or whatever, but they attack this sect as well, and they lock all these people that were working on something. They lock them all in a cave. And then he's the only one that can eat because there's poisoned water. And it's all poisoned food because they're in some cave where they used to like leave poison. So all the stuff's poisoned, so no one else can eat or drink. And they're pretty sure they're all going to die. So they all start training this guy in all of the arts or anything that they know. If they know herbal things or they know Tai Chi arts, and he spends every couple days like just learning all of these arts from all these people and remembering their names. So he carries with him the vengeance of all of these people. And they're like, we shouldn't put this kind of vengeance on a child. And it's like, well, he seems to be dead set on it, which is, I mean, he is singularly focused for quite a while. And just progressively becomes the biggest badass. It's fucking awesome. It rules. The bad guy has this weird fascination with him, and he almost loves him. If you didn't know, he can constantly talk. He's like, oh, I want to make you into something fantastic before I finally kill you. And it's like, you love this kid. Like, he's giving you he took your eye, you hate him, but at the same time, you love this fucking kid. It's insane. It's so good. It's written really well. You should read it like the other ones I've told you to read that you haven't. But, we'll let that go for now, I guess. Some shows you should be watching. Let's see if we can pick a show. Due South. I don't think we've talked about Due South, but I've been obsessed with this show. It is so fucking awesome. Can it even be put into words? I don't know why, and this is the thing is, I don't understand why it gives me the 4th season's description. Pisses me off. So, by Paul Haggis. So the Due South is. I'm trying to see if I can give you their explanation first. Jesus. The show follows the adventures of a Royal Canadian Mounted Police Officer, Constable Benton Fraser, who first came to Chicago on the trail of the killers of his father and has remained attached as liaison of the Canadian consulate. He works alongside a detective of the Chicago Police Department to solve crimes. Both are aided at times by Fraser's deaf white wolf, Diefenbaker. Diefenbaker, by the way, named after a Canadian Prime Minister. Like he was much beloved, I believe. At least it's seen that way. He was like beloved-ish. And then apparently he and his council members put forth some kind of resolution or an idea to start manufacturing nuclear weapons, and all of Canada hated that with a passion. They all stepped down. Very Canadian stuff. So yes, that's it. He's a Mountie who comes to Chicago on the trail of the killers of his father. That's written that way, and I said it that way, and I laughed a little bit because starting the third season, the production company decided that they wanted to make sure that everybody knew, if they were new to the show or they were watching it for the first time, they weren't confused about why there was a Mountie in Chicago. Granted, the show is not shot in fucking Chicago. Like most shows in the 90s to the early 2000s, they're all shot in Canada. They might still be, I don't know. I don't watch a lot of current shows, but granted, it's a CTV show anyway, so of course it would be shot in Canada. It's just something great about it. I don't know. I can't put my finger on exactly what it is, but it's probably my number one feel-good show right now. I put that on. It has the worst theme song I have ever heard. And it's so bad, they don't even play the words to it at the beginning of the show. They play it at the end. Because if you heard the fucking song, you would turn the show off. I promise. There's no world where you're not turning that fucking song off if you hear it. Due South. There's 4 directions on this map, but you're only going one way. Due South. It's fucking bad, guys. You gotta... it's... it's horrific. But the show is fantastic. Diefenbaker, maybe TV's best dog. It's close. He's deaf. That's the best part. He's deaf, but he talks to him because the wolf reads lips. The wolf reads lips. The wolf doesn't talk. If you talk to Fraser, he talks because he's constantly... He's always like, well, he's upset and he won't tell me why. Won't tell you why. The deaf wolf won't tell you why. The guy's fucking Canadian Batman, for Christ's sake. Just watch the first few episodes of this show. There's moments where he will just stop, chase a purse snatcher at the drop of a hat. And then Ray Vecchio is the guy who becomes his partner, basically, like I said. And he's just a slightly... I don't want to say he's not a dirty cop by any means, but he's a little bit of a fudge some corners and push some T's. I don't know. And he's that kind of guy, which is kind of cool because Fraser's a very by the book, 100% like Boy Scout for sure. And the way they play off of each other, the jokes they make about Canadians, and then the jokes they make about America are a little funny too. And they're kind of on the nose. They're on the spot. Spot on. What? Do you people hear me talk sometimes and just wonder if I had a stroke in the middle of this podcast? Does that ever enter your brain? It's like, did Mike just stroke out? I mean, maybe. I don't think so, but perhaps. I talked, and my other recording says it's 28 minutes long. I don't think that's correct. That would blow my mind if I spent 28 minutes in my car. That would be a long fucking time. But yes, Due South. It's available on YouTube. I don't even know if it's on a streaming service. It doesn't matter. Watch it on YouTube. Thankfully, my podcast isn't big enough that I'll blow up their spot and someone will be pissed off that it's up there and take it down. Even I got it, but Due South, fantastic. Stars Paul Gross, David Marciano, and Beau Starr. The other cool thing about it is every woman is madly in love with this dude the second they see him. It's great. The Ray Vecchio's sister is hot as balls until they straighten her hair. She's had this weird chin and nose thing going on that almost looks like she's got prosthetics on to make her look like that. But she's still kind of hot in this like annoying Italian chick way. I don't know. I think I have certain types. I don't have a type. I have a plethora of types. Like how, like a box of crayons, there's a lot of different colors in it. I like all them crayons that are in that box. I don't want those fucking rose art pieces of shit. Is anything, I mean, listen, I understand being poor, right? And there's poor shit that you do. There's poor things that you purchase. Certain poor people cereals. I like a couple of Malto-meal cereals, a few of those. Fantastic. Some of them are better than the originals. Original Fruit Loops, better than any knockoff Fruit Loop. Facts. Knockoff Captain Crunch, better than original. I should try the knockoff Fruity Pebbles. I had a boy that, my boy, used to swear by Marshmallow Mateys. Marshmallow Mateys, mate. God, such an asshole. Like, who's it? Mate? Fucking, but it has to be just the prettiest guy on planet. I hate him. Oh, so what sucks is like the desire to be jealous of someone that you know you can't be because they're just too good of a guy. Like, I want to be jealous. I want to hate him. But he's just too nice of a dude and too much of a good guy that you can't. I did make a payment today. On what? I did, bitch. Do you ever hate when you get... I hate when... Hey, man, you need to make a payment on that. Do you think? No shit, Sherlock. I don't want to. I ain't got the money. I'm broke. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. I ain't got no money. I already paid it. No worries. Due South, the complete series. 68 episodes. Oh, they put the complete series out on DVD. How much does that series? How much does that cost? How much is a box set? $20. Oh, it's the complete first. Complete series. I want $50 used on YouTube. Can I read? No, I can't. Clearly. You gotta buy it on Amazon UK. $120. You see what I'm talking about? Listen, I would never pirate anything because I am a fine, upstanding gentleman. However, I can understand a world where, presented with the idea of having to spend $145 fucking dollars on a TV show that came out in 1996, is unacceptable. Unacceptable. Unfucking believably acceptable. I just don't get it. Who's getting paid off of that too? That's another thing. Who's gonna get the money from that? Who's gonna get the 115 fucking dollar? Oh no, I'm sorry, 144 pounds. I say that back. 144 pounds. Now I don't fucking do fake money, but I know that 144 pounds is a lot of dollars. And you might be like, well, if the pound is worth more than the dollar, I don't give a fuck. I live in America, the U.S. of A. Right? Not that bullshit loser country who lost. Okay? I mean, I didn't get to talk about this in the fourth because I'm stupid and I didn't do it. But I don't give a fuck about... What was I even saying? Oh, Jesus. It's a rough day, folks. I've been having a rough one. I gotta put one out for you, though, or else you'll all forget that I was even doing this. I know some of you are a little backlogged, which is good because it gives me a break here. And it's, again, by the Patreon, it's not running. You shouldn't be paying me anything. I haven't kept up on this enough. We really got to stick with it. And I will. I gotta stop bringing it up because who the fuck wants to listen to me complain about that? But just, shit's been rough. We're working through it. We're getting through it. And the podcast will resume regularly as it was before. Now, you might have to hear my children in the background because apparently there's no summer program for the church this year, which is fine. I don't really mind because that means I could actually change my days off if I want. I'll always have to take off a Tuesday, which will maybe be quite entertaining and fun and enjoyable. But yeah, I've been fucking just stressed out and tired. Very tired. Had some wild shit happen at my job. Fucking AC breaks open and just blows Freon all over the bottom of the staircase. And I gotta walk through it and I have the right PPE for it. So I'm just inhaling all that, which is part of, I think, why I don't feel very good. I don't know, it's a lot of shit, a lot of dumb shit. I had a plan with my finances and putting money on cards and then paying the money off on the cards because there was a plan we planned to buy a house, right? The plan was we're gonna build our credit, buy a house, have my stepdad Willie move in with us because he's currently at an old folks home. So we were trying to work really hard to build our credit by just you put money in the cards and you pay the cards off. I know the fucking all those people talk about that ain't gonna do you any good. You're not gonna be able to, motherfucker. I don't have a way to make hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy a fucking house. So apparently at this point, because you can't rent anymore, because rent's through the fucking roof, right? Rent is through the fucking roof. So the plan was the fastest way, and it costs money. Of course, it costs money. It costs lots of money. So the fastest way is to put a bunch of money on a card, and then you ride that money out, and then you pay it all off. And then you let your cards basically do nothing. Like you get them all up to max. You pay payments over the course of a year. And then over 6 months or so, you pay them all off. Now, that's no longer the option because of decisions that were made, but they're fine. So Willie's going to stay at the old folks home instead, which I don't really want to do, but that's what he wants to do, and I got to do what he wants to do. I didn't tell him that when we've decided to do this is not the best time in the world for that, but, you do what you got to do. So, I didn't say anything. In all fairness, if I had said something, he would have just not gone with what he wants, and I don't want that. You know what I mean? I don't want him to sacrifice any more than he already has sacrificed for me moving forward. It's his time to be able to relax and do what he wants to do. It's better for him to say that, or if that's what he wants, then, $10 million in damage. Yeah, so we had to do that. So I've just been stressed out about money, which is not really a thing. Because here's the deal. Mentally, how I think about it is this. I have more than enough money to pay all my bills. I just don't really have enough money to pay off all the credit cards, right? But I'm already kind of fucking poor, so I don't really give too much of a fuck about those credit cards. I will pay them off because I want my credit to not be trash. I have to eventually get a house. It's just that I have to remember that if I can't make a payment on a card, who gives a shit? I know this is probably like an overshare on the fact that I am terrible with handling my money, but it's not so much that. It's that there's just a change in the plan at the most inopportune time. And then you think about the fact that if we hadn't done that, at this point right now, all of my cards would be paid off, and all we're doing now is saving. Because that was the idea, is to spend about 2 years building up credit. At this point, with all my cards paid off, mine would be about $750, and I think Christina's would be around $725, something like that. And then we both have credit age, which was another limiting factor for us. And then that combined with the money that Willie gets from the VA, if we took all that, the money we'd be able to save between now and then, I think would have been around 40. Especially if we waited until summer of this year, I think we could have had probably about $40,000 to $60,000 saved, I think. And then we'd be able to use that as a down payment so we could get a good, because we could have done it a couple of years ago where we just tried to get a home loan, but the loan would have been too much money. For the size house that we need to get, and for it to be able to accommodate the fact that Willie's in a wheelchair, we would have had to have gotten a house that was out of the price range where we would be able to afford the monthly payment as well as the nursing care that Willie needs. So that's why we decided he's going to stay in there for a couple of years, or just for 2 years. We'll pay it. We'll get this. We'll just start generating this stuff on the cards, pay all that shit off, be able to save up some money, and then by the time, so my credit's 750 or so, Christina's is a little over 720, and it might even be higher than that by next year. And we have about 60,000 saved, so that should be able to put us double what they would want for a house that's around $250,000, $300,000, and then we should be able to afford the mortgage payment on that and all the fucking utilities as well. And then Willie would have his money to pay for his nurse and
transportation requirements because like my little ass car wouldn't be able to get him anywhere. So that was the plan, and Willie changed the plan and changed it at the worst time. So now I'm kind of stuck with I'm stuck with this debt that I have to pay off, and it sucks, but I will be able to work through it. It's not a huge deal. I guess I'm just talking about it so I can not be anxious about having all this stuff to pay because I've been freaking out about it for months. And I know that if I had just said something, he would have been like, "Oh no, we'll just stick and do it." But he was really worried and he wanted to get this done, so I didn't want to push it because I know he would have done that, and I don't know. He's helped me a lot over the past 10 years. He's helped me a ton, so Anyway, we'll move off of not depressing, just anxiety-ridden bullshit. But like I said, it's gonna be fine. I just gotta start doing more stuff and trying to use my time wisely, and I just don't want to be poor anymore. You know what I'm saying? Fuck, being poor is not fun, and part of it is the decisions that I make. But I get that one. I feel like it was a solid plan. It was a pretty solid plan, I thought. But you gotta pivot. You gotta pivot when these things happen. I keep feeling like and it's that best laid plans of mice and men often go awry. I keep making plans and then they fall through, and it's always at the worst possible time. It's a high risk, high reward scenarios are the ones I take the most, but I usually don't get the reward. I get the other side of that. Who gives a fuck? Nobody cares about that. You want to hear that depressing bullshit, right? I might cut that all out. I don't know. Or maybe it makes me seem more human. I don't know. What I do know is Due South is fantastic, and I've been trying to stop myself from watching YouTube videos as much because that's all I've done for the last 6 or 7 years. To get me to watch a show has been a task, and the shows I've watched, when I've made the decision to watch, I haven't regretted it because they've been good. Some of them started off great and fell apart, not Suicide Squad. That's fucking, those movies are trash. It's Umbrella Academy. Umbrella Academy started off wicked strong, and then what's his nuts or whoever they are decided to transition, and there's an entire season that just addresses this actor's fucking choice. Who gives a fuck? Hello? And it's well, we're gonna change the character to be what you are in real life. Why? Aren't you an actor? Are you or are you not an actor? So you're telling me that you can't act as the character you've been acting because of what? It's so fucking stupid. It is. It's genuinely dumb. I don't care if you're trans. You signed up to portray a character. And because of choices that you've made in your life, you then want this production crew to then change the character and fundamentally change the entire show because you're the main character. You are the main. Your character is probably the most pivotal and important character in the entire show. So let's change that person as a whole to accommodate you in real life, which who gives... if you get hurt in an accident and you're in a wheelchair, sure. Or you lose an arm or if something outside of your control happens, sure, we can make accommodations for that. I would obviously, okay, they're in a wheelchair now, whatever. Or you could step down from the role and let someone else portray the real character in the show. You could do that. It's unbelievable narcissism. And then narcissism and catering in this weird fucking, we stand by their choice. What do you mean? Am I watching a TV show or a fucking, political ad? I don't give a fuck. I'm not saying that doesn't exist in the shows that I watch. The shows that I've gone back and watched, it exists, but it's in it's not as preachy as it is now, or telling you that you're a piece of shit. It's just, they'll talk about a thing that's more progressive, or occasionally there's I can do anything a woman can do. What blew my mind was watching an episode of Alias and having her take responsibility for her actions, admitting that, well, I think this way, and I don't have anyone else to blame for the fact that I feel this way, really. It's so I have to kind of deal with it and get over it because the world isn't going to give a fuck. And I was wow, I haven't heard those words out of a female's mouth in a TV show in fucking a decade. What? Did you just say that you take responsibility for your own actions, even though Like, what? It's like we were talking about before about the like, oh, well, I was like, well, I'm PMSing right now. It's like, okay. It's like, why? And I'm okay with that as long as it's okay that I get an erection. Like, I don't have to, like, hide. Like, again, not a perv level, but, like, I have to be ashamed of the fact that I have an erection. It's a physiological response I don't really have much control over unless I punch myself. And some dudes, that doesn't work. Some dudes, they dig that. So, this is like a crock of shit. This shit ain't fair. And it real. I just couldn't believe it. I'm pretty sure it was Alias. It was Alias or maybe it was Ally McBeal. Ally McBeal does an okay job of it. It bounces back and forth between. It's in Ally McBeal that I've noticed there is I have done the work necessary. I am just as good at this as you, and you will show me the respect I deserve, even though I'm not a woman. Which is not where we're at today. We are not at that point. We're at I can do anything you can do just because I'm a woman. And, like, the amount of chicks who will say, I can do that, or I would do that, and I should be treated with respect because I'm a woman in this space. It's like, no, just because you're there. Like, well, I'm a woman. Like, yeah, but are you fucking amazing? Because there's a lot of guys who aren't fucking amazing and they don't get acknowledged for shit because no one gives a fuck. Who cares? Are you the best? No? Then sit down and shut the fuck up. That's how most people feel about, like, and it's true. When push comes to shove, if you aren't great, no one knows who the fuck you are, and why would they? There's 8 billion people on this planet. You think being mediocre means that you deserve any kind of recognition? Again, I say that as someone who's trying to do a podcast right now, but I fully acknowledge this shit ain't very good yet. I got a lot of work to do. Now, if I hit a point where I'm fucking wildly hilarious, even then, that's so subjective that it just doesn't make any sense. Oh, I just left these doing that. So, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm on the fence. I'm back and forth on a lot of things. I feel I've been doing this for 28 minutes. It ain't real. Why do I keep just seeing random 28 minutes? I know, again, it's all over the place. Basically, like, it's starting back at number 1. I don't even know if I say anything of value today. I'm trying, folks. I'm trying. We're gonna get some people. I think I really want to have a guest. I want to know if that really, like, picks things up. If things are a little bit better. You know, we're out here. We're trying. We're putting in effort and work. Speaking of work, one of the ceilings leaked, and the popcorn ceiling is basically just peeled off and fell off. So I have to primer and paint that with we'll have to prime it, and then I have to, like, try and redo the popcorn ceiling. So I had my buddy who works with me, my buddy that works with me put plastic up on the walls, and I went in there to check it out. I don't know if any of you guys have been in a room that's got plastic all over the walls and over the floor, but it's fucking creepy as shit. I hate that show Dexter because the writing for the dialogue is complete trash. I don't know who wrote the dialogue for that, but they're bad. They're bad, and I don't think they've ever had a real conversation in their life. Yeah, it's atrocious. But I walked in and I was like, oh, I'm going to be murdered immediately. It's really eerie. I don't know. I mean, it has to just be from the times I've seen that, but it's very eerie. Maybe I got assaulted, you know? You ever wonder that? I used to wonder that when I was, like, 20. It's like, did anything ever happen to me that I've repressed? Like, if someone ever just plowed my asshole and I don't remember, because it's like, well, we're going to forget that ever happened. And just have that hit you like a ton of bricks out of nowhere. Like, yeah, dude, somebody just spreads your cheeks like some... What's this? Parquet? Was that what it was? Parquet, that disgusting tub of vegetable oil. Parquet. It's always spreadable. Spreadable. That's what I should do. I should get a tattoo of parquet above my asshole. Just, it's spreadable. I am kind of afraid of being buggered, honestly. Like, what do you do? I remember, like, anytime I watch those like jailhouse things and dudes will talk about it, I get very uncomfortable. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, ew. Like, I don't know if I could. The only way I could be raped by a woman, I think, is if, like, well, I mean, if they fucked my butt, which I'm not okay with, or if, like, they made me go down on them. Then you're raping me. Because, like, I could get over if some just big hog, ugly woman just worked my penis like a champion and just took it from me, you know? I think I could handle it. I wouldn't be as traumatized, but I'd be grossed out. Especially if there smells. Ugh. God, smell. Ugh. Anyway. I'd see it again. It doesn't matter if I'm home or in the car. Yeah, I think I can handle it, but, like, if it made me go, like, you're gonna have to put a fucking gun to my head to get anywhere near some nasty snapper. Like, bro. Huh? What? Like, gross. Like, if it's disgusting. Especially if there's hair on it. What are you doing? Stop. Stop. Are you running through the jungle naked? No. Then trim it. Trim it at least. At least trim it. You put a guide on some razors, you're not going to, like, snip a lip. I know it's the concern you have. Snipping a lip. That's fair. That's a fair concern. I got wrinkles on my balls occasionally. Usually not when I'm shaving, though. Well, it depends. Does every guy have very reactive testicles? Mine, I mean, it's crazy. The weird little, like, hedgehoggy. I have very sporty balls, though. Like, in the cold, they vanish. They're gone. Like, if you catch me at the right time, like, very cold, jerked off, like, a couple of times earlier that day, and it's, bro, we're talking, I got, like, an acorn sitting on top of what looks like a tiny monkey's brain, I guess, is how I'd put that. Because it's all a very tight, small package. Very, very tight, small package. I wish I had a huge dick. Just some big fucking leg clanger, you know what I'm saying? Just something that you just slip in the side. You just, like, feel it laying against your leg all the time. It's just right there. You grab a hold of it and shake it. You just get to, you feel comfortable. You just get to, like, reach down anytime you want to and just grab a hold of that bad boy. Everybody sees you grabbing it, they just be like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is that? Do you have a chinchilla in your pocket? I think chinchillas are small. Yeah, chinchillas are kind of small. I think I'm thinking of, what's that long fucking skinny one that smells like piss? Long skinny one that steals and smells like piss. Ferret. You got a ferret in your pants, brother? I know, I got a friend who's got a fucking huge cock, lucky bastard. If I had a 9-inch cock, I wouldn't wear pants. Why? Why would you wear pants? Why would you do anything but swing that fucker around? Like, that would be, dude, I'd be dicking for dinner would be what I'd call it. Just going over and just slipping dick to bitches that make me dinner. Like, what are you going to cook me today? It's like, cook me something good and I'll give you the business. Just imagine that. Just some big old honking cock you just get to break women's vaginas with. Not like in a bad way, which I've heard from women. The thing happens when you got a huge dick is you don't learn how to use it because it's just big and you just throw it in there. You don't get a good stroke. Bitches know what I'm talking about. Guys, I bet you a lot of dudes I'm saying this, they're like, what? There's a bunch of chicks I'm sure that don't know either. Don't have a clue. The amount of people that just don't know their own anatomy. Like, how? What are you doing? Do you not care? Do you not care about busting a nut? Like, do you not live for that deep tingle in your left testicle when you're, like, right about to blow a load and she's just, like, screaming, and make all that bullshit? What are you having sex for? Why are you even getting dirty? Like, I have to take a shower. If sex isn't going to be good enough to warrant me taking a shower, why am I pulling my dick out? For what? I don't understand it. I'm going to have to take a shower to have bad sex. Why? Watch a fucking porno. I'm telling you. Watch some fucking. I should just tell you. I'm going to. Hold on. I got to tell you some dudes. I know this is, but some guys that you need to know. Owen Gray, right? Get a pen and some paper. All right. Especially for a girl. So the Owen Gray guy is the king. Honestly, the only person you need to watch. I've said it before. I'm guessing. I have a feeling. I feel it in my brain that, like, I've said it before and I'm just repeating myself. And you guys are like, oh, I heard it. You're right, though. I mock you as I say that, but you're right. But yes, Owen Gray is all you got to see. It's all you got to see. Oh, shit. Sorry, I saw a video of that Danielle Bergelli chick get fucking slammed. God damn. She has a kid already? That's a goddamn shame. That's a fucking shame. God damn. If only like the rap industry hadn't gotten a hold of her. Honestly, that was the worst thing. I saw that girl in that interview have that conversation with Dr. Phil, and there's moments where you see it. And I remember seeing it in some of the people that I went to school with, especially the girls, is you see these moments where like the personality you're seeing is an absolute defense mechanism to some crazy bullshit that's around them. And if you can manage to get past that, which is very difficult, there's usually like quite a wonderful human being underneath there. It's just that they have to become so guarded by the bullshit that they put up with around them that it's very hard to find that person again. And in all fairness, it's very hard for you to find them, and sometimes I think it's hard for them to find them. I don't think that they can. I don't think they've lost that person, or they're so scared. I don't even know if they get moments where they get to be genuine with themselves anymore, which is why I think people dislike them so much. Is that you hate them, and it's a combination of I think it's like subconsciously you notice that, and you don't want them around you because it makes you sad. I think a lot of people do. I think a lot of people ignore that voice in their head that like lets them know that people around them aren't doing well. I mean, that's what I hear. Whenever I see these people, it always bothers me, and it will always bother me anytime I see people flipping out of people. Like, this person's an asshole. Yes, that is very true. But the way they are behaving right now, do you think in this person's life they have friends who care about them deeply? Or do you think that when they go home, they're alone? Now, whether or not that's their own fault, I don't care whose fault it is. Their life already sucks. I don't need to add on to how much their life sucks by outwardly hating them or expending energy and, like, caring about them or thinking that they suck. Like, you have to try to hate someone and, like, be mad at them. Like, you're putting in effort. And there's no empathy whatsoever. I'm big on empathizing. Like, I get it. I don't feel sorry for you. You're not going to fucking treat me like any specific way. But once that situation's done, I don't think about them again. I don't hate them. I don't dread seeing them. I do feel bad. I don't feel sympathetic. No, I feel empathy because I get it. Like, because I've been that. And I think that maybe that's a lot of things that people haven't been in these positions where you're doing these things. And it's like, yes, but understand that there's no happiness with this. Like, the punishment for that person is the rest of their day. They don't need, like, they are, trust me, they are being punished. So you're seeing someone who's being a piece of shit and you're thinking, like, well, where the fuck is their karmic retribution for that? It's like, why do I bother being a nice guy when other people can walk around and be great? It's like, well, you're not seeing the constant punishment that they pay. Like, that there's a price to be paid for acting like that. There's a price to be paid for being whoever it is that you are. So, like, the price to be paid for being a sheep is the fact that you're a fucking sheep and you don't make choices for yourself. It's sad and it's pathetic and I can't stand it. Even if there's benefits to it, there's still prices that you pay. And for me, I don't have the ability to pay the price to be a sheep. I have to, even though it's not to my benefit, I have to keep doing stupid shit. I just keep doing it. It's part of who I am. But I think I might be able to change. I think that's a symptom of another thing or other parts of myself as a human being. I think that's what that is, a symptom. It's not a. That's not a. Not a cop. I don't know. It's not. You know what I'm talking. You know what I mean. It's not a blank. It's a symptom. That's not the illness. The illness isn't the Wow, I totally blanked. Sorry, folks. That's a symptom of a larger problem, and that larger problem, I think, is what I have to tackle to make some of these symptoms disappear. But these people don't have happiness, and I don't think that tainting yourself with hatred or anger or negativity because of theirs, I don't think is the answer to that. And in all fairness, what you're seeing is it's funny, as I listened to Peterson a couple months ago talk about this. I haven't listened to that dude in quite a while. But he was talking about like this being possessed is a thing. It is a thing. Like, possession is very true, and everyone has been possessed by the spirit of things. Like, the spirit of rage, the spirit of jealousy. Like, these things all exist, and he was saying, and I think I agree with him, these things exist outside of you as a person. Like, it's a thing that we all seem to access with this, like, with this joint, in the fact that we are all humans, we are all connected in the way that we are all made from the exact same stuff, almost in the exact same form, with these minor differences that we see visually are not major enough for it to be even significant, really, in terms of like a genetic standpoint. So we are all the same. So the experience that we have, while different because we're in separate bodies, is all at least linked in a way that you can only feel the same human emotions and feelings. So you know, I think is how it is that you know these things to be true. Does that even make sense? I'm not sure. But these things will, and you have to let them in, is what you say. Like, it's like a vampire. You have to, like, when rage knocks at your door, a thing happens, and then rage knocks at your door. And you then, in that moment, like, you're feeling it seething inside of you, is it knocking at the door. And then when you feel it burst out inside of you is when you opened it and let it in. It's like, and sometimes you let something in that will then take control of you, and you have no control after that. The choice is to open the door. And that is the thing, is whether or not you're going to open the door and let it in. I let things in a lot. I open the door quite. I am not frugal with that door pass. I let motherfuckers in constantly, and it's a nightmare to try and get them out sometimes. Rage is a big one that I let in all the time. I managed to kick it out relatively quickly, but he fucks the whole house up when he comes in, I'll tell you that. Lust was a big one that I don't have as much of a problem with anymore. That bitch knocks at the window a lot, but I don't really pay too much attention. Too old for all that at this point. And in all fairness, no one's throwing it at me. I should relax on that. Currently, lust is knocking at my window, but if I got famous and there were a bunch of, like, there was a bunch of 20-year-olds throwing pussy at me like you wouldn't believe, it would be much more difficult to only listen to knocks on a window. Because they're just, I mean, at that point, they'd be banging on the door or flashing their titties through the peephole, and I'm pretty sure I would probably let them in. But I don't have that problem right now because that's not a thing, and I don't foresee that being a thing in the future. Even if I got famous off of this, the groupies for me are not going to be chicks that I'd be all that interested in. I know that already. I wish. They're not going to be a bunch of hot Irish, Scottish, British females with, red hair, braces, and a fat ass. It's unlikely. But if that ever appears, just know. That is one of my favorite things, is like, I'm doing this, and I saw this guy's sketch, and he got, like, blown out of the water for his OnlyFans. Like, yeah, I've done some OnlyFans shit. I mean, obviously, I haven't gotten buggered by a guy. There's videos out there of me jerking off. That exists. I have to think right now about who the fuck listens to this podcast, and if it doesn't matter. I've talked about the fact that I had OnlyFans work before. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. It's videos of me beating my dick. Cry about it. Like, okay. I don't do jobs where that would really preclude me. I don't think, anyway. I don't have no interest in, like, ever working at a school. I did for a while. For a long time, I really wanted to be a teacher, like to teach people and stuff. And I think it's because I just liked having conversation. Like having conversation and learning something and then sharing something with someone else. I don't ever want to say teach, because I haven't learned enough about anything to consider myself well-versed enough in a thing to teach Except for slinging dick. I could definitely teach you how to do that. Well, maybe. Depends on what you got. It depends on what you're working with and your personality, if you're willing to listen. I could definitely. There's so many people I'd love to get laid. It'd be so great. And then, like, because there's a middle ground, I think, between what these fucking douchebag, like, these douchebag shotgun approach dudes is like, ask thousands of women for their numbers. Eventually, one of these pigs will say yes. And then you just go home and fuck that girl who said yes to you and every other person who's ever asked her. What are you doing? How about we don't? Peacocking is a little okay, as long as you don't take it over the top. Like right now, I'm rocking, not graphic tee. Like, Jesus Christ, the burping. I shouldn't eat before the podcast either. Fuck, sorry guys. I've been reading. I guess they're Hawaiian shirts, kinda. They're all button up, no polos. I don't do fucking polos. I'm not an asshole. They're all like button up Hawaiian style T-shirts with like crazy prints on them. So I like them. And I think they're fun. But I've worn plain V-neck T-shirts for the last 9 years. Arizona V-neck T-shirts at JCPenney are the best T-shirt in the world. It's like they were made specifically for me. Just saying. Had to blow my nose. It's like they're made specifically for me. But I wanted to do something different. I've always worn those. I want to wear a loud shirt. I want to wear a loud T-shirt. I haven't worn a ring in forever, so I started wearing. I got a couple of Temu rings that were like $4 or $5. You know, nothing expensive or like trying to flash. Just do something different. It feels kind of nice. I get looked at a lot more than what I want, though. Like, I know it's like, well, you said no. I definitely feel anxiety when it starts to happen, or like people are just like, okay, it's like just ride it out. Who cares? Nobody cares. It's just a shirt. It's not even like it's that crazy. It's just a shirt. It's a little goofy. It's meant to be kind of funny. I've gotten positive feedback from it, which is nice. So that's pretty cool. So like peacocking's not too bad. Just to do a little something to be noticed. As long as you can like sit in the fact that you've been noticed and not have a panic attack about the fact that there's a fucking ton of people staring at you. Not because you're cool, not because you're famous, but because you're wearing something ridiculous. I don't want to make this sound like it's like who fucking thinks everybody's looking at him. I've always thought that. My whole life I have felt like everyone's looking at me all the time. And part of that is because first 9 years of my life, everywhere I went, I was the only black person. There was no fucking black people. There were no black people in Clayton. There are now. There's black people all over the place here now. When I was a kid, there were no black kids in Clayton. I think maybe like one or two. Maybe. The only black person in the entire fucking school in Clayton. The only black person in all of Lafargeville for the longest time. And then there's random little kids and then Bert. So there's 5 of us. Oh, and then I can't remember her name. She's beautiful as green eyes. The black girl that was there. So 6 in the whole fucking school. And then just everybody knows who the fuck I am anywhere I go ever, because I'm I'm the black guy. It's like, so it's been annoying. So feeling like everybody is looking at me and they know who the fuck I am, because either they know who my parents are or they know because I'm the black guy. It's like, oh, it's that guy. It's annoying. Like, it's irritating to, like, when I moved to South Carolina, it was the craziest thing for the first couple of months. I liked it a lot because nobody knew who I was, and I'm surrounded by a bunch of other black people, so no one would even look. But then it started to be, I'd start to stick out because I'm not black enough. So I stick out like I'm in, I occasionally, the motherfuckers made me feel like I was walking around in blackface. And that's insane. Like, that's insane. And then you get to experience the fact that you were just not black enough, and then told to your face that that's the case, and scoffed at if you're seen walking with white women who you're not fucking. I would have been, by the way. I would have, for sure. Are you? Absolutely. But I was not. I wasn't. Doesn't mean I wouldn't. Imagine that, living somewhere, and I mean, it was 2013, I think, at the time. 2013, scoffed at by black women in a Walmart for walking with two white chicks. Mixed couples staying in car. Every time you buying Newports, like the white girl comes in and buys a pack of Newports. Well, there's a black dude sitting in the car out there somewhere because they will not come in together. It's insane. And it's not that white people give a fuck. Like, that's the craze. Like, white people don't give a shit. Like, a lot of times, white guy don't care if you bring a white girl home. They don't care. Or black girl, they don't care if you bring a black guy. I've only ever been treated with a decent amount of respect, and occasionally fathers don't like you, which, no shit. Of course. Under a certain age, the reason I'm here is because you're not going to be a big fan of that. In all fairness, you shouldn't be a fan of anybody because they're all trying to fuck your daughter. You know that. It's like our little boyfriend. Yeah, all he does is think about you in your underwear all the time, or more. That's gonna be a weird thing to deal with. Is knowing that it's like I got a daughter now, but I don't think it's gonna be too. I don't think I'll be too crazy about it because hopefully, I don't even know if it's possible. Like, just talking with the amount of women that I have talked to, and you see all of the different types of parenting that they've had. It's almost like there's nothing you can do. It's like a crapshoot for whether or not a woman's going to be a fucking huge slut or, well, no, the huge slut thing always comes from not enough attention from their father, but the being with people who treat them like shit thing, I don't know how do I instill my kids with enough self-confidence to never let anybody give them any shit, but also make them humble enough to not be the most annoying fucking people I've ever seen. Those posts that people, it's like, I'm not the one to fuck with. I'm the type of chick that'll punch you in the face. I don't like hanging out with anybody who's gonna fucking punch me in the face. Like, what do you think that's like a selling point? Like, shut the fuck up. Who's punching who? These people that are like, you fucking talk some shit to me, I'm gonna punch you in the mouth. Would you shut the fuck up? What are you, 15 years old? Cry. Dude, you need a hug, bitch. For real. Simmer the fuck down and relax. Who you punch? Why are you fighting people? Like, if you want to fight somebody, get UFC, boxing, make some money doing it. Fucking people motherfuckers talk shit to me, dude. I'll fucking throw these hands up. Shut up. You do not sound tough. You don't sound cool. You're not fucking impressing anybody. You sound stupid as fuck. Like, I've had to, as I've grown older, I've had to grow out of because I used to just threaten people, like, I would never do anything, let alone, like, violent, just threaten just to say it. Like, I will fuck you up. And it's like, I don't know what that even really means because I'm not, it's not a real threat. Like, I'm not getting into a fist fight. That's not real life. So I'm not exactly sure what I mean by that. Other than, I think it usually means, are you out of your goddamn mind? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, you're an idiot. Is basically what I'm saying. Like, and that's probably not a great cultural thing. I've been places and you deal with people, they know, fuck talk like that. And it just makes it more painful, and I'm less interested in talking to you. Like, people that are really guarded and defensive and like, no, it's not guard, it's not defensive, this is just standing for you. Is it? Because that sounds like an excuse because, like, oh, someone said something I didn't like. Okay. What, do you know they meant it on purpose? And even if they did, you gonna let them control you like that? Like, you just got a button. Oh, so you have a button I can push. It's like, so you're not a person, you're a VCR, right? So all I got to do is, like, push these buttons and you'll do whatever it is that I want you to do. Because that's what you're saying in reality. You're not saying what you want to do. You're saying what you'll do in response to what I'm doing. So you've given me a blueprint on how to control you like a robot. And is that really something that seems all that good? Like, that's cool to you. That sounds fantastic. Okay. It's just, I don't have the time. It's like, sure, always because, I'll kick your ass. Okay. No, here's the point. The point is that I like to talk and share my ideas and my thoughts without a constant worry of someone being a fucking bitch about it and flipping the fuck out. You're going to flip out and then you're going to just be violent. Like, we're talking. Someone might say something you don't like. You're going to be violent in response to that. It's so childish and stupid. I can't handle. I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, what do you think you're actually proving here? You're not really proving much. So you're like, I'll prove that I can fight me up. I'm like, that's cool. I could shoot you in the chest with a shotgun. I'm not going to. What's the point? And see, but these things all exist. No one's tough. Like, and maybe you are, but this is the real world. In the real world, there are no rules, so you're not actually tough. You just die. Like, somebody would just shoot you, you fucking crazy bastard. Which, in all fairness, if you lived in a stand your ground state like Florida, I would own a gun. I would be armed to the teeth, and if someone ever made me fear for my life, I'd put a fucking bullet in their chest instantly. Because it doesn't take any balls, any strength. You don't have to be that. You just got to pull a trigger, and that's not hard. I pull a trigger in a fucking video game all the time. It can't be that much harder in real life. Especially if I'm scared. Like, I'm terrified. I'm fucking put a bullet in you. You're nuts. Like, nope. I ain't playing any games. You don't want to be in a fucking hospital bed with my jaw wired shut. Not a chance. Fucking get cracked in the jaw, hit my head, and, vegetative state for the rest of my life so my kids come visit me and wipe drool off my chin. No, I'm fucking shooting you. What? That's why I said Florida, because Florida is the only state where they come out and they're like, we would prefer you to shoot him. There's less paperwork for us, and they don't have that person in the community anymore. It's kind of do crazy shit. People don't get shot or stabbed in the neck. I saw that when I was in Miami. That dude trying to break up a fight got stuck in the neck fast. Holy shit! There's not enough respect given to these knife attacks. Like, the UK wants to talk, bro. Like, did banning guns work for people in the UK at all? Because they're still stabbing the fuck out of people. Like, human beings will find a way to kill you. Yes, the mass shootings that happen are not great, and they definitely kill more people than you could probably pull off with a knife. At the same time, there's 300 million people in this country. It's huge. We have a mental health epidemic that isn't talked about very often, combined with a overprescription and the wrong prescription of medications, a lack of a community that would spot people that are maybe out of it. There's so many things on the list before you get to the fact that guns are legal that it's insane. The amount of how deadly a gun is today versus one from 20 years ago or 30 years ago. You have to go back, in my personal opinion, you'd probably have to go back 50 plus years before rifles aren't at the same level as the regular assault rifle. And they call them assault rifles. It's just like, they're just fancy looking. Like, well, it's got more. It's like, yeah. And how many times did they ever even use all the ammo? The only time they've ever used all of their ammo is in that one Las Vegas one. And that one's kind of strange. I don't know if anyone here's looked into that. I've only looked into it slightly. And the little bit that I've heard makes no fucking sense whatsoever. Like, how is this guy changing magazines as fast as he supposedly was on the weapons that he was using? And you're telling me that he put this gun down on the floor and there's no scorch marks after running through multiple clips as he's switching between. So is it one clip in a gun, then another clip in a gun, then another? It's like, but it doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like it's constant firing. It does take a second to change out. And at no point did he didn't have a single jam. He did all of these weapon changes over and over again perfectly, and then managed to police all of his brass that just isn't on the floor for most. There's 150 rounds. When and how did all that happen? It doesn't make any sense at all. And I don't know. You'd think, because this is the thing I've wondered about some of these things, is my theory is that they are terrorist attacks in the terms of, like, the bridge attack is a thing, and it's a foreign government attack. But with the way our governments and the way it's set up with the military industrial complex, you'd think almost that they would encourage that and, like, be, no, it was this, and then try and sell you on something. But or if they just, because I know, in my opinion, you have to think about the fact that they're the kings of, like, the spin kings. And how are you going to spin this? Like, that guy, like, his brother was the Las Vegas shooter. His brother had voiced that there's no fucking way a brother did this. I don't know how this could be a thing. I've talked to him, like, relatively recently. There's no way this is real. And then the next day they find thousands of gigabytes of child porn on his, like, computer from that was running, like, Windows 98, which maybe, but do you think you'd come out saying anything when you have a computer full of child porn in your house and the FBI is looking at your brother, do you think you'd be doing that? I don't think so. Seems very out of character for someone who went through the trouble, if they have a Windows 98 computer, of trying to keep all their things safe in terms of keeping it on things that are harder to crack into and things that people today don't really understand, and that's why you run Windows 98 for something like that. Why they would then just, I'm going to start talking about the FBI and all this bullshit that I think is going on that doesn't track really for someone who seems to be well kept enough to be this prolific of a pedophile and not be caught, but then be dumb enough to pick a fight with the people who would then be searching him with a fine-tooth comb. So I don't understand at all how that works. It seems I'm skeptical. Skeptical hippo eyes like a motherfucker. Am I wrong? I don't know, but very skeptical. It's very strange. Needs some question answered. And I'll leave you, well, I don't know if I'm going to leave you with this, but one of my favorite things from that is Dan Bilzerian trying to get a police officer to give him a gun. I'm a friendly. Your beard is way too manicured in order for me to trust you with a weapon. This fucking triangle beard that you've discovered, I hate it. And I never realized how short Dan Bilzerian is. But would I have done that in my 20s? I would have, for sure. If I was super loaded in my 20s, paying hot chicks to just be around, I would do that now. I pay hot chicks to just hey, I want you to, I've picked out a bunch of lingerie. I want you to just loaf around my house looking hot. I'm not going to touch you. Ugh. Neither me or anyone else around here is going to touch you. Not allowed. But I just want to look. Just have you be around. Smell you and see you be hot. So later on, when I decide to jerk off, I'm all properly chubbed up from all that sweater meat walking around. Sweater meat. I don't really know if I remember staring at much tits. And no, I did. I remember getting shit from girls for staring at their chest, and I really wasn't. I got yelled at by this girl on the bus when I was like, "Stop staring! My face is up here." I'm like, "I'm not staring at your tits. If anything, I'm looking at your clavicle. I look at the dead center of your chest and not your boobs." I do that on. I think I do it on a lot of people, not just chicks. I think I do it to guys, but guys don't notice that I do it either. I look right at right at where your clavicle, where your neck meets your chest is usually where I'm looking at that little divot that's right there. The little down thing you can kind of stick your chin into, I'm usually staring at that, or the necklace that you have on, which annoys me. It's what am I supposed to do? I'm not looking at your fucking titties. Especially flat-chested chicks that said to me, because that girl said to me, bitch, you don't have any fucking titties. All right, I hate to break it to you, but you don't have big fucking tits for me to glare at. If you have huge tits or big tits, and if you have your tits out, I'm looking, of course, a little bit. Here's a fun thing, and it's a real perverted thing that I discovered. So you know how they say, well, it's true that if you look at a thing, you can imagine what it would feel like if you licked it. I had that thought. If you look at a woman and then you think about licking their neck, you can it was one of the craziest things. Just I think it happened a few months ago. I was standing in line behind this chick, and I was just looking at her neck, and you just thought of it as it was that guy. They were talking about it in some YouTube short or TikTok, and realizing that, and I was like, well, I wonder. And you just think about what, and then you can. So if you want to be a real degenerate, if you're around a woman, just look at a part of her body and imagine licking it, and you'll be able to feel it. You can mentally imagine what it would be like, which is kind of hot and very intrusive. I haven't done it to anyone that wouldn't allow me to do that since. But it's real. I was like, this is very inappropriate. So it's up there with letting a woman wash my hair after getting a haircut. We're we can't do this. I can't go to a bar, I can't really a barber. I can't, well, maybe they're barbers too. I can't go to these women. I think you're a barber if you do beards and stuff. So I can't go to these women. I went to the speakeasy to get my hair cut because it was down the street from where I used to live. And I went there to get my hair cut, and this chick gave me, she washed my hair before. And this is Wildly inappropriate. I cannot do this. I can't let this woman wash my hair because I'm into this way more than she knows that I am. Like, this feels really good. This is borderline sexual. I can't let this chick touch me. I cannot. That's why I don't go get my hair cut very often, because it's too intimate. Especially if they like insist on washing my hair. I can't do that. It's inappropriate. It's all me. It's a me problem. It's inappropriate as fuck. It's as I'm getting it. This turns me on. And it's like it's not what she's intending. That's not its purpose. We can't do this. We can't. Nope. Because it's wrong. It's wrong to do that, and you can't do it. It's just can't let strangers touch me. I think I'm too overly sexual, and that's why I don't want people to touch me, and I don't like touching other people. Because I don't want anything to be misconstrued or taken out of context or seen in a different way, or for me to experience something that's kind of strange. I have no interest in that. I'm always worried about that. That's why because I used to be. I'm not anymore. I used to be known as quite a horn dog, and there were people in college like, "Whoa, just please, if you ever break up, don't fuck my girlfriend." One, what makes you think your girlfriend wants to fuck me? Like, do you think that I just ask? Like, I've been friends with some dorky guys who do you understand how it works? Like, do you think they've seen me flirt with a couple of girls who flirt back, and that's it? And they don't understand. Realizing these people don't get the fact that there are girls will flirt with you that don't want anything from you and will never do anything more than flirt with you. It's like most of the women who've ever flirted with me have been women who are only flirting to flirt because it's fun. It's fun fact, chicks just like to flirt sometimes because it's a fun little power you get to flex. They're like, oh, I'll just talk to this guy and he'll get all horny and I get to and that's all they need. They get the mental enough of that, the mental gratification enough of I'm attractive enough to get this guy to talk dirty with me, and I know he's all turned on. I can tell by the way he's talking back to me. That's enough for them. And dudes don't get that. It's like, this bitch, she doesn't want anything from you. Flirting's just fun for her. There's other guys she's flirting with at the same time. Don't pay any fucking attention to that. You're not special. Thinking that you are is part of the problem, because now you think that you're special, and now you think you have some. We have a connection. I think she's really into me. Is she? That ain't it. That ain't it in the least. Where are we at time-wise here, folks? Holy fuck, we're at 1 hour and 9 minutes. Jesus Christ. Add this to the other one, we're at 1 hour and a half. Hopefully, I think it got better at the end. I got a little bit more into it, a little bit more personal, sharing some more of me, Hopefully the volume's okay. Things are good, and I can get these to splice together. Think that music's rolling in yet? Hopefully. It's coming in. There it is. All right. I'm going to keep doing this. Sorry I was out for so long. It's going to happen again. At some point, I got to try and bank these. That might work when I start getting some people coming in. But as I continue to say, and will not continue to fuck up, if anybody asks, I regret that I do not... You see, I haven't been around enough. I stopped myself that time. It's okay. So I can guarantee you the music hasn't started. I said it, but it hasn't. If anyone asks, I do not regret the things that I have done, but those I did not do. Catch y'all later.